Sakusa had just settled into his favorite sweatpants, body sprawled across the bed, when the table shakes with vibration, his phone lights up. He ignores it the first time because it's probably a survey or scammer or who knows, it could be the president or 𝗵𝗶𝗆𝗆's coach, and post-gym workout Sakusa still wouldn't move an inch. All he can think about is the blankets are engulfing him in just the right places, his back is blissful from the support the comforter gives, he could fall asleep right now if he just closed his eyes. Zrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr ear, not even bothering to look at the caller ID. Hello. Sakusa's voice is stern and monotonous, he's just not having it. Hey. I got an A answer. The voice is hard to hear over the party music, which booms through the speaker, and there's a series of laughter that follows. Sakusa places the phone a few inches from where he had it, looking at the caller ID. It's me, Atsumu. Of course it is. Sakusa just let out a small sigh before answering. Hey, what are you calling me for? You're supposed to be having fun and I'm supposed to be sleeping. Wait, hey. And no. Don't sleep yet. Hey. Give it back. Sakusa pauses, waiting for an answer, a slither of worry crawling into his skin, sitting there like an extension of his sleeves. There's a few seconds of him waiting before something besides EDM music is heard over the phone. This is Sakusa Kiyomi, right? Right. Yeah, hey, this is Suna. Atsumu's gotten a bit too drunk, he's literally waving his arms over his head, and oh god, he's trying to take over the band. Yeah, as much as I like to record this for later entertainment, I'm getting second-hand embarrassment. The visual in his head is too much for Sakusa, the worried feeling is long gone and now replaced with second-hand embarrassment that matches well with what Suna is probably feeling. We're supposed to be celebrating and shit cuz Atsumu's back in Japan after a long time, but he's totally wasted right now. Just take him home. Sakusa assumes that Suna is in somewhere different now because he can hear the other man clearly, the music just a faint echo. We're at City Lights, the bar downtown right by in the Mia's hometown. Yeah, I know where that is. I'll be there, soon I guess. Just hang in there a bit with him until I get there, I swear to God, he worries me all the time. Sakusa is already standing up, missing the warmth of the bed. He's rushing through the hotel room to find his keys, grabbing a face mask, slipping on his slippers, and by the time he's out the door, he sighs into the phone, remembering that Suna is still on the line. I'll be there. He hangs up and makes his way to the hotel's parking lot. When Sakusa parks his car in front of the club, he spots Suna immediately outside. They make eye contact through the car windows and he receives a tired raise of a hand in greeting. Sakusa gets out of the car and speed walks forward to the other. Where's that brat? Suna moves a bit to allow Sakusa to walk alongside him as they enter the club doors. As soon as the door opens, the bass vibrations can be felt. It's too loud for Sakusa's liking, but he has to find a missing baby somewhere. Last time I checked, he was on the dance floor. He's probably still there, knowing him and knowing alcohol. Okay then, I'll handle him from here. Thanks, I owe you one. Suna sighs and runs a hand through his hair and they exchange quick goodbyes before he leaves Sakusa with his solo mission. Sakusa starts to push through the crowd of people, trying his best not to cringe. It's sweaty and stinks of body odor and mustiness and a strong, sharp scent of cologne all mixed together. I hate it here. So much. He's near the front of the stage and is about to do another sweep, when he spots his target. Atsumu is sitting on the stage steps, where a band is performing not too far away and he's dramatically singing to the song, though Sakusa knows that Atsumu has never heard this song or even this band. As he approaches, Sakusa feels like slapping his face because Atsumu just looks silly, banging his head to the music. He stands in front of Atsumu before speaking out. "Mia Atsumu, you absolute menace." Sakusa says a little louder through his mask and the man looks up, a twinkle in his eyes. Atsumu's blonde hair is messy and damp, sticking to his forehead. His blazer is half on, barely hanging by the shoulders, and the two buttons from the top are exposed, revealing a bit of chest skin. "Omi-kun, nice to see you." As Atsumu spoke, he could tell that his words weren't as crisp as they felt in his mind, his mouth not completely obeying him, tilting more like the world around him did. Did ya get a superpower or something? He tried to speak, but it felt like running through a muddy obstacle course, with weights tied to his ankles. Sakusa sent him a strange and annoyed look. "A superpower? Atsumu, seriously? You're this wasted?" Atsumu frowned a little, wondering where all the words in his mind had scattered off to. "But glowin' and shit. I am. Sakusa deadpanned, but Atsumu didn't really care. At that moment, Sakusa was a bright light in that dimly lit bar, everyone else a faceless shadow that he could barely even remember the name of. Staring at him in that moment, Atsumu couldn't, for the life of him, understand why he hadn't kissed that beautiful face under that mask yet. Hey, Omi, you're cute as hell. Does a pretty face like yours got a boyfriend? That mirthful light continued to dance in Sakusa's eyes, and under his mask, there was a small but smug grin turning up his lips. Yes, actually, I have someone. Atsumu's heart dropped. Hey, fuck, what the fuck? Omi-kun, you're already dating someone. Since when? He's super handsome, you know. Sakusa continued with a mischievous look in his eyes, as if Atsumu actually wanted to hear this bull. Incredibly talented, too, although his personality can be too much at times. But I like it that way. What the heck? He sounds so annoying. Break up with him right now. I want you to break up with her shitty boyfriend, and go out with me. Having said his piece, Atsumu looked at Sakusa intently to see the reaction, and he watched as those beautiful eyes blinked at him, understanding slowly dawning. Atsumu. Sakusa started, subtle humor in his voice as he interrupted Atsumu from thinking about just running away from the country and just bury himself alive while crying his heart out. You're so stupid, but okay, let's stop this nonsense and go home now. We're engaged. And a calloused hand appeared before his face, a silver engagement band flashing beneath the lights, stealing the air from Atsumu's lungs. He felt like he was going to puke. You're going to marry the fucker. God, you brat. Sakusa sighed in exasperation. We're going to get married, you and me. Then he reached over and grabbed Atsumu's hand, showing him the matching wedding ring on his own finger. What the hell? When had that gotten there? Freaking lightweight. Sakusa mutters instead of answering directly as he bends down and fiercely pulls Atsumu's hand around his shoulders, another hand circling his waist. What are you doing here? Where's Suna? Sakusa waits for a beat to pass to answer and instead leans forward to wrap his arm around the other's body and makes it so they're both standing. He has to lean on the wall for a bit before getting a good grip on his balance and Atsumu's big frame. Suna probably went home to his boyfriend and now your fiancé is taking you home. Atsumu stares off into space, looking confused and eyes even wider, as if Sakusa just told his the secrets of the world, then he mumbles something as they both walk out, pushing against the crowd. Sakusa has to tighten his grip a couple times because the man would greet random people and become engaged in random conversations. It seems like an eternity before they reach the front of the doors and the cold air bites at the couple. Too cold. I want to go back in. Atsumu swivels around, but Sakusa just urges him on. The car is just over there, like 20 steps. Don't be a baby, Sumu, don't you want to go home with me? This makes Atsumu stop, his body slightly angled because of his drunk state, and Sakusa stops in return. They're both staring at each other, until Atsumu tilts his head and frowns. Hey, stop there you stranger. I can't go home with you. Atsumu points a finger at Sakusa and shakes his head. Why you ask? I have a fiancé, his name is Kiyomi, or Omi-kun, but now that you know, you can't use it, got it? So hands off. Shut up, brat, it's me. Atsumu looks off into space again, and Sakusa just sighs and continues to walk the both of them into the car. He opens the passenger door and seats the other man, seatbelting him in as Atsumu warns Sakusa about how his fiancé will find him and hurt him for taking Atsumu. Sakusa gives no response and closes the door, walking around to his side and coming in. The drive home is quiet, except for Atsumu's light singing to the radio. Haikyuu. You know, my fiancé, he's so pretty. Sakusa glances at Atsumu, he's laying on his side, staring at him. Sometime he must have twisted in his seat, his eyes are half closed but he's fighting to keep them open. Oh really? Yeah, the prettiest of them all. He has a lot of beautiful things. Like, he has these pretty eyes. When I saw my fiancé, his name is Kiyomi by the way, did I tell you that already? I dunno. But when I saw him in high school for the first time, I saw the stars in his pretty eyes even when he makes those gremlin expressions cause he's so antisocial. Trippy, huh? Atsumu laughed and smiles, eyes now closed dreamily. Rolling his eyes and ignoring the gremlin comment for Atsumu's sake, Sakusa mirrors his smile a little under his mask, the sight and words warming him up. Even drunk, Atsumu is still as cheesy as ever. I'm sure he would appreciate you saying that. Not the gremlin one, but you know. Nah, he can't ever know. So don't tell him. Sure. Sakusa mutters more to himself rather towards Atsumu, fighting the wave of flustered heat that coursed through his veins. After a moment of silence, Atsumu speaks up again. Omi. Atsumu slurs out and Sakusa's eyes glanced at him for a second. What? Where are we? Oh my god. Sakusa mutters under his breath in disbelief, wondering just how much Atsumu had drank for him to get in this state. Hell. 'Cause are so hot. Atsumu nods to himself tiredly and Sakusa chooses to groan. You're very drunk. Yeah, drunk in love. Please stop.